I got a package turned up from Germany today, which is great because I've been waiting for it, which you usually do when you've got a package turning up from somewhere. So here we go. Here's an unboxing. This is hopefully a set of forward controls for this 2019 Sportster iron. So here we go. It's the instructions. If all else fails, we'll look at those. So what do we have in the box? Oh, very nice. I had to go for chrome because they didn't have any black ones, which is a bit of a shame, seeing as it's going on a Sportster iron, but never mind. Assuming they go sort of like that. But here's what we've got in the box. Now, in comparison to what I could find in the UK, this I bought from a company in Germany. In comparison to what I could find from a UK company, this kit appears to have everything I want. It's got the footrests, ooh, they're nice too. Look at that. Far nicer than the originals. So we've got foot pegs. That, I assume, is a gear shifter. Looks very well made. Brake pedal. That's the drop arm for the gear shifter. Various nuts and bolts. Oh, that's the bit, I know what that is. That's the bit that goes into the master cylinder. Now, some of this I'll have to change because I've completely altered the position of the master cylinder. Now, it should still work because I've still used original components, but I've cut it right down because obviously I've put the trike back end on it and I had to relocate the master cylinder, but I don't envisage having any problems with that. I'll just have to, this bar will have to be altered to suit because it'll obviously be a fair bit shorter, but it should still all come together. The gear shift pedal, all very nice so far, very pleased. Right, so I suppose I better start preparing it, stripping it down. This was the first job to do, will be take off the old pegs and paraphernalia. Might be able to do that without dropping the exhaust, hopefully I can. So I'm going to assemble the brake lever side first, and that is the bendier one of the two. If you look at the two dog legs, one of them's more bendy than the other one. One's relatively straight. The straight one is the gear shift side, the bendier one is the brake shift side, the brake side. So the gear shift one is shorter, so the brake one's a bit longer. Just as well I didn't put the thread locker on. But you do need to use thread locker because it is a Harley Davidson, and Harleys vibrate. And then belt and braces style. So first things first, we got to remove that little circlip that I'm pointing to there. Then we've got to remove these two Allen bolts there, and then we've got to remove these two Allen bolts there to put the new foot pegs. Obviously these foot pegs are coming off, but that circlip needs to be removed, and then this pin pulled out, and then the brake will come apart. Circlip. Clevis pin. That should now allow the brake to come apart. It'll be easier with the exhaust off, but I don't want to take the exhaust off if I can avoid it. So I cut out the bit where I went green and did the speech about you won't like me when I'm angry. Now I was trying to do this in a simple manner that would the kind of tools that most people would have in their sheds, but then I thought, sod that, get the right tools. That's your problem if you haven't got the right tools, because I'm an arrogant bastard. And so what I've done now is I've got a small Allen key extension there, and I'm going to put a ratchet spanner on it the wrong way round, and it's hopefully going to now undo, and I still don't have to take the exhaust off. I thought I'll do it the way every man would be able to do it, and then I thought, no, sod you, get the proper tools. Right, so that's that one. Now we'll take these two out. Right, so assemble the footrests. You've got these queer little spring doohickeys that have to go in, so that might take a bit of a fiddle, but let's see. Not too bad. Grease the circlip, grease the clevis. Be careful only to open him as much as he needs to go. There. So a bit of thread locker on the threads, and then we are ready to fit them back on, or the new ones rather, not back on. Fit the new ones on. Huh. That's a bit weird. Weird. Allen bolts won't fit. Is the right one, it's just a bit tight. So obviously, because I've changed the position of the brake master cylinder on this trike, I will have to alter the rod. You will not have to alter the rod. You'll be able to use the rod as it is from the kit. But just to show what I'm going to do here, I've lined up the rod, and then what I've done is I've just simply taken the original rod, and you can see the paint mark on it where it went into the holder, and I've just roughly marked it onto there. So I'm just going to cut that off and drill the hole. But as I said, you won't need to do this, because if you're fitting it to a standard bike, the brake master cylinder will be where it's supposed to be. Just make a mark on it, it just makes it a little bit easier to drill. Dot punch. There's my little mark where I ground it. It just helps the drill to go in straight, seeing as it's round bar. Dot punch. Nice clear mark right in the middle. Got my drill. So I've got the workpiece in the pilot drill. ready to go. Just a little bit of countersynchry so that it won't catch when I put it in. I'm going to have to apply the brake and then just see if the brake releases properly afterwards. So what I'm going to do is put the pin in for a little test run, and now nice and tight. That's good. The brake is releasing. That's an important thing to check, is that the brake is releasing. Circle it back in. Now I can tighten that tighten up this front nut to hold it in position so it doesn't turn anymore. It should be a 5/16, but isn't. Okay, so this one's 3/8, just to be awkward, and it is recommended that you have some imperial spanners because they won't always match across to metric, often don't. Okay, that's that. Stick the left-hand side together first, because it looks pretty straightforward. I don't anticipate having any problems, so I'll start putting this side together. This is what we've got left. We've got a few nuts and bolts and some olives and some bits and pieces, but that should be standard. So that should just be a straightforward fit to this bike. So because it's a kit for a 2019 iron. So here's hoping. Grease on it. That's the right way round. So put the crevice in the other side. You can see which way round it goes because the pin goes into the recessed side, as does the Allen bolt, and you want that to then sit on the front side, so that's going to sit like that when it's on the bike, so that's good. Now we've got the, now we know these clips aren't very good, so I'm going to close it up a bit before I start. Okay, that's on. Put a spot of the old anti-Harley vibration juice on. Right, so that's the footrest completely assembled. Well, apart from the bar and the drop bar, which I'll put on afterwards. Right, so picking up the plate, you don't have to take the plate off because the plate is straight and flat. So keeping the plate captive on the bolts, just put it back into position.
And a little bit further, I think.
as far down as it'll go. The Harley again. Good at that. Okay, so apart from... Oh. Well, I suppose it depends which way round you want it. I was going to say, apart from having to put the gear pedal back the right way round, that's it, pretty well finished. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Set of forward controls from Germany. Ordered 2 days ago. That said they would take a month to come. Turned up today. And I'm very pleased with them. Perfect. Bloody lovely. Like I say, it's kind of a shame that they're chrome, but there's other bits of chrome on the bike, so what the hey. And I like chrome anyway.